Napivawuna,
Nyake.
pivawun matsume.
Kikadus.
Oh, halito.
Osio.
Gwena,
Unsti Huntedish.
Medawika.
Kunamante.
Stongo Oshkin Yecha.
Yate.
Hainepi.
Chokma.
Jimmy Chokma. Mike.
Mm,
Is that all of
Good
them?
morning.
Shoda.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, coming live from 1950 South Shepherd. So, where the hell you been, Tatum? Made him?
I've been here. I've been doing good. Come
You've been
on.
doing good.
Give me credit.
all right. You get credit for yeah, you beat me to work
Mm-hmm.
today. So, yeah, I see your improvements. I can acknowledge that.
Oh, I haven't been. Were
You're
you
being
saying like
present.
why have I not been on
Yeah,
here?
why haven't you been on here? You've been skipping Women's Wednesday. And,
Mm,
you got a whole audience out there that just loves you, Tatum.
I know.
Wow. I do know. I am aware.
I love
Yeah.
interacting with people on here, but I've been in. I don't know. I've just felt quiet lately.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like you and David were talking yesterday about like the seasons. You know, I feel like I go through like short seasons of just quietness.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I just shouldn't
Have
talk.
you experienced a day where you get all four seasons?
Yes. As a woman, yes.
Yeah. I think Nat was kind of going through that yesterday.
hmm
She was kind of quiet. I think she expected a different reaction out of me.
Yeah.
But I stay grateful, thankful, and appreciative. Like that's my goal for the day
hmm
is to stay grateful, thankful, and appreciative of every opportunity.
Yeah.
And it seems like when I stay in that mode, and it's not easy to always stay there, but that's where I find myself a lot of the time.
hmm
It's hard for me to say, well, I'm grateful, but like those that doesn't go together.
Right.
And when I'm able to, focus on the positives, because Nat, she had something come up yesterday, and I don't think, I support her, but I also see it from a different perspective. And
hmm
when I don't agree with her, I think she kind of feels, yeah, I'm the scum of the earth. But like I can't, I'm pretty solid on my decisions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's how you feel, but
But it's
okay, I
okay to feel
understand. Yeah, it's
differently.
okay to feel different,
Yeah.
but this is how I see it.
Right.
And she didn't talk to me till we had dinner. Yeah.
Slept on the porch.
Yeah.
Man.
When I walked to work this morning, I was thinking, yeah, I really thought about, being a little bit more supportive now. But I don't know that's the great thing about seasons
hmm
is
They come
that
and they go.
like can I associate a feeling with the season?
hmm
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when every time I feel down, am I always gonna say no? That's winter. Like, but then like I don't want to add that negative to that season.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it could be spring, it could be a rainy day.
hmm
Like there's just so many different variations of how I can define those things in my life.
Yeah.
And I always want to keep it positive.
hmm And I don't relate like any one feeling to one season. I
Yeah.
think that the seasons are just
Very.
forever
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah. They vary.
And yeah, and so it just kind of depends what season you're in. You know, about 1 week out of the month,
Mm-hmm.
I go through just like a tough time, I guess.
And that's okay.
And like
It's
it's
okay to not be
just
okay.
and I think that I've learned in my recovery that during that hard week, like I just choose to be more quiet, you know?
Is it tough to be in that week in this office?
Yes. Because
Because we all notice.
there's
Because we're
some
all bubbly people. Well,
people
we
in
can be.
here
Like
that
Desiree's been quiet for like this whole week. I have to even like look over there to see if she's even there sometimes during the day.
Mhm.
Like, why I better not talk about her if she's right here. No, I'm just kidding. But like it kind of stands out when somebody, because first of all, the way y'all's desks are lined up is
Mhm.
just weird to me.
It is weird. I'm right in the center of the
I was
office.
telling that to Theta yesterday.
Gosh.
Like, I don't know how y'all do this. Like
Can't even cry in peace. Right in the
yeah.
middle of everyone.
I don't get how y'all do this. Like just staring at each other all day. Like, I don't know.
Well, I kind of like so I can talk to Theta, I can talk to Des, I can, you know, I can just spin a circle and
I can
talk to
turn my neck.
everyone.
The silver lining.
So if I need to cry, I'll just crawl under my desk for some privacy.
Yeah, echoes. But I feel like we're just such a goofy group. Like I mean, it's hard to like we try to pick each other up in our own way.
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna like give you this pep talk and you're not gonna be ready to go save the world when you walk out of here.
Hmm.
But we're gonna be like, hey, like what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
What's your deal, bruh? You know?
And like how I see it too is like we just have so much open communication in here, and it's not like, you know, if I'm having a bad day, like Darian's gonna pull me out of the office and be like, "You need to get it together if you're gonna be here
Yeah,
at work." You
get
know
out of
what
my
I mean?
face.
Like it's just like it is. It's just like, okay, well, we've acknowledged that something is wrong today,
Yeah.
and now we're gonna bully you out of your sadness, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
You know? And then also, like, I feel safe. Like, if I had anything to talk about, like anything I was going through,
Yeah.
I could talk about that here too.
And I just feel like since the ladies have been here, I just feel like there's a balance going on.
Hmm.
Like we're all, like I'm goofy as hell. I'm supposed to be the elder, but I'm like the biggest kid in here. Like just blind fury, just slinging my little smart ass remarks here and there. But
Always.
but,
But like, what would we do without you? You know?
And I enjoy it. I enjoy coming to work.
Hmm.
I really do. Like I really don't have a much. I don't have much of a life after 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Unless it's going to a meeting or going to sweat.
Hmm.
That's really my life. And this is basically my life. And I feel like it's a good place to be.
Yeah.
It's a safe place. It's a place where we can, I can come and tell y'all about an old crackhead story. And we'll just sit here and laugh about it, or just the comic relief that goes on around
Yeah.
all day long. All day long.
I know we don't come into work and pretend to be something. Like
Yeah.
we don't put on a fake face or something to show up to work. We just come as we
As
are
we are
at
at
8:45.
8:45. So like you want to tell them a little bit about you and Mingo's beef? I would rather you explain it than to hear them have me, because I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's just this little competition going on the board. So we got these new calendars.
Yeah, there's two of them. They're huge.
There's 3 different calendars on this big giant board.
How big do you think the board is? 4 by 8 foot?
I don't know.
Yeah. Feels like it's 87 ounces.
I'm bad eyeballing that kind of stuff. But anyways, so the little open spot has become just my life.
She's right in the middle of the room, right?
So we have the hour since I've crashed out, which I made it like the whole day yesterday, so I deserve points on that. And then we have a competition between me and Mingo to see who can get to work the earliest.
On time. Not on time, but the earliest.
Yeah. Did I not tell you guys that a queen is never late, everyone else is simply early? Did I not ever tell you guys that I live by that?
Yeah, tell that to H&R. H&R. HR. HR.
So, whenever I did hair, I didn't go into work until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And so I just wasn't a morning person. And then I started here, and it's just taken time to get my body conditioned to, in my mind, to
Okay.
waking up early. And
How
being
long
on
do you think that's
time.
going to take?
Well, it's getting better.
It is.
I
will
wake up-
admit. It's a 5-year plan.
Okay, so you're giving us 5 years to get, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. But I don't know. I commend the people. I admire the people that are able to, wake
Hold you
up,
accountable?
well, like the people that wake up at 5:30 and go to the
Oh,
gym,
the
and
Rons of the
do
world.
their meditation and their prayer, and I usually get my prayer in on my way to work.
That
out
thing's
loud.
smoking, ain't it?
It is. We're like, can't even see you anymore.
That's that. That's that good stuff.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's an interesting. It makes things interesting around here.
it does. What other
Very
competitions
comical.
should we start?
I mean, we can start a vision chart.
Every day that you have
Do a
good
different
vision,
size letter.
you get a sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, something easy. Just put a box in the middle of the room.
Oh my god.
Watch me kick it. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty fun around here. So today, we're having a staff development day,
Mm-hmm.
and how we haven't actually took one as an office, have we?
Not since I've been here.
Not since I've been here. Yeah, like we've planned this like numerous times, and it just never worked out. And I feel like when Darian was like, "This is the day we're going," like we never really like set it in stone. So we actually get the chance today.
Mm-hmm. It actually.
And I think it's well deserved. Do we have any comments?
We do. Stacy Starr says, "Good morning. Dang, the porch is a whole different level of mad. LOL."
Yeah. Good morning, Stace.
When I said the quote is from Princess Diaries about a queen never being late. That's what she said.
Okay.
That's a good quote. It is depending on who you work for. You can use that quote. You can live by that. But yeah. That's all we got.
Depending on who you work for. Yeah, Darian's slacking.
Don't push the luck with just anyone.
Well,
Get into the meditation.
should we go and get into this meditation?
Let's do it. Did you put it up there today?
Yes, yes, it is. I typed it
The
in.
25th.
It's a good one today. Let me get some more Kapal on here.
Hmm.
I love the Kapal.
Me too.
And I like the way it smokes. Semi smoky is that way.
Good
That's
thing
all right.
we can burn medicine in our building.
I know,
without,
right?
You know.
And we never even asked anybody.
Nope.
We just kind of did it.
Okay. September 25th. Fall meditations. Even the trees have spirits. Everything has a spirit. Mary Hayes
Clay quat.
Clayquat. The trees are great teachers. The trees are great listeners. This is why we should meditate in their presidents presence. The great spirit is in every rock, every animal, every human being, and in every tree. The great spirit has been in some trees for hundreds of years. Therefore, the trees have witnessed and heard so much. The trees are the elders of the elders. Their spirits are strong and very healing. Great Spirit, today teach me respect for all spiritual things. Hmm. I'll let you go first.
That's a very when I think about how we have this ceremony, right?
Hmm.
Where these men are connected to this tree, and um it's almost like they're literally connected by the flesh. And it's kind of like they're receiving and they're also giving this tree their energy.
Hmm.
And it's like they're willing to sacrifice, and suffer, um to ask the creator for, maybe somebody's sick, maybe, there's something going on.
Right.
And it's a very spiritual, it's a very it's a big commitment, you know and that's what I think of whenever I think of, like the meditation today.
Hmm.
I also think of, like how much Mother Earth is alive. Like the dirt is alive.
Hmm.
It can give life, and that's an amazing thing to think about. I think about those grandfathers, how everything has a spirit. It might just be like a pebble to you,
Yeah.
but I think about, how long that rock's been around, what it took for it to get there, and I think about, when the creator made all these lava rocks, and, like he must have knew millions of years ago when these things were formed that they would be used, for prayer.
Hmm.
Like these things had that spirit way back then, like, and it had to go through things to become that grandfather.
Right.
It watched the world change. It watched all these different things go on around it, and it was still willing to sacrifice, because you keep using these lava rocks, they start falling apart, until they go back to the dust,
Hmm.
and it's just a natural process.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing about our spirituality as Native Americans, is that we believe that everything has life. Um, we think about how we respect all things. The water is alive,
Hmm.
the wind is alive. The stars are, they have spirits in them.
Yeah.
Like everything, like everything has a spirit and everything is alive. So if you think about things on that scale, like how can you, like, that was one thing about my process, is that I learned how to love and respect myself. And once you kind of gain that kind of I guess, once you get those teachings about love and respect, then you're able to give away what you have.
Mhm.
That love and respect that you have for yourself. You're able to see those things in other things, like these other things that we're talking about, trees, plant life,
Yeah.
animals. Like it puts things on a different scale.
Mhm.
You have a deeper appreciation for, all the small things, the things that can I go through life and not care about a tree or a plant or yeah, like that was me at one time.
Right.
That was definitely me. I can go through life and not care about any of those things. But then that's one thing that Will Brighty has brought into my life is being aware
Mhm.
of what's going on around me, being aware of what my healthy forest looks like. I lived in that fear. I lived in that shame and that guilt and that hatred and that anger. I lived there for a long time and spent most of my life there. I got comfortable there.
Yeah.
And to know what love and faith and to have this understanding and this respect for all living things around me. Not only, does it have to have, who's to say that a tree doesn't have a heart?
Mhm.
Who's to say that, them mountains aren't alive? Like it gives me this, like it always has me wondering, like it always has me thinking about, what life, like what the creator has allowed me to want to know more about.
Mhm.
It's like he piques my interest. Like he keeps me to, like he wants me to keep learning.
Yeah.
And I think being able to have that open mind, not only about teachings, but having this understanding that there's something greater than me happening around me.
Mhm.
And I've seen people turn to trees and put offerings down and talk to these things as if they know them.
Yeah.
I got a couple of friends, they still do it. They'll, when life gets the best of them, they'll go out and they have a tree that they talk to
Mhm.
and they tell it everything. And it's kind of crazy how once they're able to get these things out, um how it just kind of lightens their load. And you can literally feel it when they come back.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Man, I just, I needed that cry. I needed to get out there and I needed to yell and get all these things out."
Yeah.
And I feel like I need that relationship. I need to that's what I need. Maybe that's the missing part of my recovery.
Mhm.
And so, hopefully the better my vision gets, because as I look around this room today, I remember a time where I couldn't even see like the pictures on the wall
Yeah.
or the blade or, like the different things, but as, these things are coming back to me. I think, like to me, I always hear this little red bird. Um, when I go outside of my apartment and I sit there, I have this chair next to my door. I go out there and I just sit, and just kind of take in the environment. I always hear this little red bird. And I keep telling myself like one of these days I'm gonna be able to see you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like to me it's a spirit.
Yeah.
You know, when he's chirping and he's happy. You know, and like to me, every time I hear him, it lets me know that I'm where I need to be. You know, and he's not always there. You know, it's not every time I go out there, but when I'm in a good mood and like I can hear him from a I can hear him from a distance and he gets closer and closer and closer. I feel like he comes and looks at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I kind of, I talk to him.
Yeah.
And I believe that everything is alive. So it gives me a new respect and a new appreciation for the unseen world and how it's interconnected to what I have going on today. So I hope. What was that smile?
My sugar's dropping.
Oh my goodness. That's not a bad thing. It's not your fault.
It's not.
Can you get her a piece of candy?
Thank you. Shout out to Jerica for making me a crash out jar for
Did
my
you
sugar
really?
drops. Yeah, it's so cute. It's a little jar filled with candy and it says Tatum's crash out jar with a heart. You see?
Oh wow.
Show the people.
Give me a piece. Give me a piece.
What do
Let's
you want?
piss her off. Nah, I'm just
Smarties.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Doesn't this do the opposite to you?
No, no.
It raises your sugar. It
Yeah,
does
raise
not.
my sugar. Well, she hates my guts, so
Oh,
it would just piss her off
no
if I got a
candy for
piece of
you.
it.
No. um, but yeah, the trees, the provide oxygen, and that's the first thing I think of. They provide us with oxygen. Oh, I feel funny that just eating candy on here.
Gone.
Um,
So start smacking.
I am about to be smacking. So,
Yeah. Your life's on the line right now and you're still going
I always skip breakfast.
to get here early
Yeah.
to beat Mingo. That's how her put her life on the line to beat you, Mingo.
I don't know. I feel like I used to get real deep on here, and it's hard for me too because y'all are so goofy. But
Go ahead. Don't let
when
it stop you,
I'm
bruh.
when I have these deep thoughts, it is when it's quiet. My quiet time of the day, or when I am meditating or admiring my surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
At sunset or at sunrise, or um, sometimes in the car, me and Josie have these times where I have to communicate with her that I'm just not in a place to talk right now, and it's okay to appreciate the quiet times and the loud times. Um, but I do just appreciate those times when it is quiet and I can take in everything that's around me, and that is nature. That is understanding that there is spirit in everything. There's spirit in the grass and the wind and the trees, and but I have to be in a place myself to see that. And so it makes me sad knowing that there's people on this earth that may never get a chance to experience it how I do, or in their own way. And so today I just pray that you get the moment, even if it's just a few minutes today, to slow down and see spirit in something. See spirit in the weather. The weather is changing. The season is changing, and it feels good outside in the morning when you wake up.
Who does?
That's something to be grateful for. So I hope that everyone gets to experience the same thing that I do.
That good spirit.
Yeah.
That calming spirit. That soothing. I don't know. It's hard to explain sometimes, but also, like it's not. Like I look forward to that. Like I feel like I was saying earlier, I stay in that, that GTA, that grateful, thankful, and appreciative.
Mhm.
Like, I remember life without these tools. I remember being in that negative headspace where, the world was stacked up against me and everybody's against me.
Yeah.
I remember so many times where I thought my life was a joke
Mhm.
and it would never have any meaning. And I tried my best to be a good person. And I thought because of my disease, because of my substance use, that I would never have that opportunity. It would always foreshadow whatever I had going on. And what I found out, that I wasn't a bad person. I wasn't a bad person trying to be good. I was a sick person trying to be well.
Mhm. I love that. I love that quote, and that's something that's stuck with me
Yeah.
ever since I heard it.
And
Um,
to have that understanding today, and to be blessed by the spirit, of all living things. Like I feel blessed when I encounter a new plant. I feel blessed.
mhm.
When I encounter, all these new things, like I feel blessed
Yeah.
because I got to experience that spirit. And that's just how I see things today. And then, like I said, I have a new appreciation for it because I would, damn, because those things weren't always present.
Yeah.
I've had all these experiences, all these things, but I didn't have the appreciation for them, for that, for that life, or for that spirit, or for that, just, like I got to go all these places, I got to do all these things,
Mhm.
but I didn't have the respect and love for myself to be able to love and respect what I was going through at the time. So it's a great feeling, it's a good feeling today to be sober, and I I can appreciate, today. So
Mhm.
when it says, that all things are alive, that's what, when I hear everything has a spirit, I hear all things are alive, and I can appreciate that today. So do we have any more comments?
Mr. David Deere says good morning,
Stongo
Good
David.
morning.
and David
Stongo.
Levi says good morning.
Mr.
Good
Levi.
morning.
People wouldn't.
Yeah, the
Wolf on the hill.
opportunities that were given today. Like, I know you talked about this, I think yesterday, but thinking back to the opportunities that I'm given today in my life and recovery is um, just crazy to think about.
I know, right?
In addiction, I was thinking about this too. In addiction, you said you worked, you traveled,
Hmm.
you saw different states,
Yeah.
you saw different places, and so did I. Um, but I can only imagine what I missed out on
Oh man, yeah.
being in a different state, but in the wrong mindset, being under the influence,
Yeah.
being.
Thinking, just taking advantage.
Mhm.
Taking advantage of the situation and not appreciating
I
what.
was holding myself back. I was
Yeah.
restricting myself
Yeah.
from getting the full experience out of life because of addiction. And we'll
Definitely.
be leaving to Oregon next week,
Yeah.
and I can only imagine what we will get to
It's beautiful, bro.
not only take in and learn from that, but
The smell, like just the air is different.
mhm.
Last time we kept thinking like somebody's like smoking weed like every time we come out here. Like you know,
It's going to be fall time up there now. So
yeah,
it's gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
even more beautiful.
So I'm really
We're going at the perfect time of
perfect
year.
time, and I can't wait. I can't wait. It's amazing.
Mhm.
It's an amazing feeling. Just the change of pace. Because it's a bigger city.
Yeah.
The change of pace. I'm always looking forward to that. You kind of got to be on your toes a little bit.
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, it's nature is definitely, it's a whole different world up there.
Yeah.
Just the size of trees, like, is crazy to me. Like, I don't think we got one tree that is a little tree up there.
Really?
Like, it's
I haven't
just.
been, but I've been to Washington, and I know that that's close by there. But
Hmm.
we're going to get our spirits fed.
Did you get to
Like,
go in nature when you were
really
in
good.
Washington?
A little bit, yeah. I was there like during the winter months though, so it was
Mm.
kind of rough to get around, you know. But yeah, there's definitely a lot I want to see and do while we're in Oregon. And
Yeah, I just wanted cedar.
yeah,
That's all that I wanted. What did we ever do with that cedar?
what from Oregon?
Yeah, we got some there. We're going to the exact same motel that we were in. We're going to the exact same motel that we were in when we were the keynotes at the Oregon Suicide Prevention Conference
Hmm.
back in April. So we're going back to the same exact motel that we were in.
Yeah,
So that's pretty cool.
I'm excited.
Kind of, I mean, my vision was, I just had surgery.
Hmm.
So like my vision was like horrible.
I know.
So I had to like record everything and then go back and look at it with my magnifying glass.
I felt bad because before you guys left, I was like, well, if nothing else, then you can, go sightseeing. And you were like, Tatum, like, really?
Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. But like, once again, that's a prime example of being able to appreciate.
Hmm.
I'm just grateful that I even can see the curb.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Like we're alive, like you know what I mean?
yeah.
We got another day.
I get this opportunity, so I still can find some positives,
Hmm.
even in that trip where I just had surgery.
Yeah.
We got to board the plane first, me and Mingo.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be your chaperone.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So.
That's fine. So yeah, well, that's all I really got.
Me too.
Do you have anything else?
We're gonna get ready to head out. Thank you all
It's
for
about that time.
those who interacted with us.
Yes, we appreciate you. But
That's
like,
all I
share, follow. Like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about us. And we will wait. We're out for work tomorrow, right?
Yep. So we'll be back on Monday.
We'll be back on Monday. So, hope.